All right, so you ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Today we're looking at something that when I first saw, I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's about Instagram and who uses it more, men or women.
Yeah, it's really interesting, right? You can learn so much just from that, just from looking at that one question.
In the data skies, we take our flight. Trends and numbers come to life. Colors and charts, they dance and play. Showing truth in a visual way. In GenderDecoded, we uncover truths and stories like no other. In the data waves we find the secret maps of humankind.
Ever scrolled through Instagram and thought, huh, I wonder if this tells us anything about the world?
Haha, probably not the first thing that comes to mind when you're checking out vacation pics.
True. But get this, some researchers actually did just that. They dove deep into Instagram, global Instagram, in fact. Well, they were looking at gender and how men and women use Instagram around the world. Turns out, they found some pretty interesting trends.
Interesting how?
Interesting in that it seems like you can actually learn about a country's culture, their values, just by looking at who's posting those selfies.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What kind of things did they find?
All right, so we're going deep on this study today, but the big picture is this. They created what they're calling a digital gender map.
Digital gender map, huh? Sounds fancy.
It is, kinda. It basically shows how men and women use Instagram differently in different parts of the world. And get this, the map kind of shows us which countries lean more traditional and which are more, contemporary.
So basically it's a map of global Instagram, but color-coded by gender. How's that shake out?
Right. So the more contemporary countries, think like the U.S., Western Europe, they show up as blue on this map. And there, men and women are using Instagram pretty equally, even some countries where women are actually more active on the platform.
So blue equals more gender balance online. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about those traditional societies then?
Well, those are marked in red on the map. And there you see a big difference. It's mostly men using Instagram in those regions.
Interesting. I'm guessing this difference in participation online probably reflects some deeper things going on in those societies, right?
Exactly. It's not just about who's posting more food pics. It points to bigger issues like women's rights and equality in those places.
Right, like things like access to education for women or economic opportunities. Are they even allowed to have their own Instagram accounts in some of these places?
In some cases, it might be that extreme, but often it's more about cultural norms. Like in some cultures, it's just not seen as appropriate for women to be as visible online.
So it ties into those traditional values that we were talking about. Makes sense. It's not just about having the technology, it's about the social context too.
Exactly. And the study found that this digital gender divide really does reflect real-world equality. They even found that a country's economic development plays a big role.
How so?
Well, they found a strong correlation between how developed a country is and how balanced its Instagram usage is. Basically, more developed economies tend to have more gender equality in general, and we see that reflected in their online spaces as well.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this map is more than just, like you said, who's posting more selfies.
Right. It gives us a glimpse into how different cultures view women's roles in society. But hold on, it gets even more interesting.
There's more?
Way more. So they also found some really fascinating regional differences. Like, take East Asia. It's kind of a unique case.
How so? I would have thought they'd fall squarely into that traditional camp.
You'd think, right. They actually have pretty strong traditional values. But here's the thing. Their Instagram scene is surprisingly balanced. Men and women are both pretty active there.
That's interesting. How'd they manage to bridge that gap, then?
Well, the study suggests that modernization and economic development have played a big role there. They've achieved really high levels of female education and workforce participation, and that's clearly reflected in their online space.
Makes sense. So it's not a simple black and white situation. It's not like traditional societies can't have online gender balance. It's more nuanced than that.
Exactly. And it's proof that things can change. It's not set in stone. So do you want to hear about another interesting region?
Yeah, hittin'.
Okay, what about Latin America?
I'm not sure what to expect there. What's their deal?
Well, they kind of flipped the script on everything. Because even though they face some pretty big economic disparities, women actually dominate Instagram there.
Whoa, really? That's not what I would guessed. Why is that, I wonder?
Well, the study found that it's likely due to two things. First, there's a super vibrant culture of female entrepreneurship there. And second, there's a huge social commerce scene, especially on Instagram.
So they're basically turning this platform into a tool for empowerment, taking advantage of it to create opportunities for themselves.
That's exactly it. It shows that even in regions that might not be as economically developed, women can find ways to use online platforms to their advantage.
Really drives home the point that internet access alone isn't enough. Digital equality is about so much more than just having a phone that can connect to the internet.
Right. You need that cultural and economic context to make real change. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. This simple digital gender map of Instagram can actually tell us so much about the state of the world.
It really is. And the implications go way beyond Instagram. Makes you wonder what other online behaviors or patterns might reveal about society.
It's like a whole new way of looking at data. We're leaving digital footprints everywhere we go online. And those footprints hold a lot more information than we realize.
It's like, maybe we can use this type of analysis to understand other societal issues too. Not just gender. Could be anything.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to think about. This whole deep dive has really been eye-opening.
Totally. And it's a good reminder that our online world is more than just likes and filters. It's a reflection of who we are as a society.
It's a powerful reminder that even something as seemingly simple as scrolling through Instagram can actually offer a glimpse into some pretty deep societal issues.
For sure. Makes you think twice about that next selfie you post, right?
Definitely does. Yeah. All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Great stuff. Makes you think.
It does, doesn't it? See you next time.
Later.